Hello everyone and welcome to today's tutorial. I'm Susan from Tiara Lace Crochet and today I'd like to share with you how to crochet this lovely lacy scarf. It's worked in multiples of 8 plus 2. I've used a chunky yarn with a 6.5mm hook. The actual width of the scarf using this yarn with the size hook I've just said is approximately 9 inches. And I crocheted the scarf length to 68 inches, but that's personal preference. Having said that, let's get started with our 26 chains. Using a 6.5mm hook with your chunky yarn, work a foundation chain of 26. So here I have my 26 chains. We're going to skip the first chain and into this second chain along, work a single crochet, chain 3, and then skip 3 chains, and into the next chain work a double crochet. Chain 3 and work another double crochet into the same chain. Chain 3 skip 3 chains, 1, 2, 3, into the next chain along, work a single crochet. You repeat this sequence to the end, ending with a single crochet. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and now we work a double crochet, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, so a double crochet into the next chain. Chain 3 and double crochet into the same chain. Chain 3 skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and a single crochet into the next chain. This is how it's looking. You're creating some little V stitches here and here. Once again, chain 3, skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and work a double crochet into the next chain. Chain 3 and double crochet back into the same chain. Chain 3 skip 3, 1, 2, 3, and you should be at your last chain and pop a single crochet in there. And that's the end of row 1. And you should end up with a total of 3 V stitches. Next, there's no need to chain, just elongate that loop slightly. Turn your work and do a single crochet into the same stitch to that first V stitch there. 1 single crochet. Next, chain 3, and then into the next 3 chain space here where the V stitch is, work a total of 5 single crochets. then chain 3, and into your single crochet here, work a single crochet, chain 3, and repeat, working 5 single crochets into the V-stitch. Chain 3, and then work a single crochet into the single crochet here. If you just look, you can see there are 2 vertical bars or 2 little legs there. You just pop your hook there. You'll be in the right place to do your next single crochet. And this is how it's looking. And once again, chain 3, into the V-stitch, work 5 single crochets, chain 3, and then into the final single crochet. It's just there. If you look for that horizontal bar just there, insert your hook and pop your hook under both loops, and work a single crochet, and that's the end of row 2. This is how it's looking. Next, we're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work, and we're now going to work a series of puff stitches into each of these 5 single crochets. So we find our first single crochet, which is just here. First of all, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop and extend it slightly. And once again, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, insert your hook in the same space, yarn over, pull through, and you will now have 6 loops here and 1 which was already on your hook before, so a total of 7 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through 6 loops, then yarn over, pull through 2, and then chain 2. Next, work another puff stitch into the next single crochet, and chain 2. A puff stitch into the next single crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, and you do that a total of 3 times. So you have 6 loops here and this one, totaling 7. Pull through 6 loops and then pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, to the next single crochet, working another puff stitch, chain 2, another puff stitch, and this time don't chain 2, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 puff stitches with your 2 chains between each. Next, we're going to yarn over twice and work a treble stitch into the single crochet here. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Next, we're going to work a puff stitch again into each of these 5 single crochets separated by 2 chains. Chain 2, another puff stitch, chain 2, and another puff stitch, chain 2, chain 2, and your last puff stitch in here. We just leave it as a puff stitch and we don't chain 2. Next, work a treble into the next single crochet along, and once again work your puff stitches into the single crochets. And chain 2. So go ahead, complete this row exactly as we've done here with another 4 puff stitches here. When you reach the end of the row, do a treble into the final stitch just here. Look for that bar, insert your hook, go under 2 loops and complete your treble. For the next row, turn your work, single crochet straight into that first single crochet and chain 3. Next, single crochet in the second space between the puff stitches. So skip the first space and work into the second space. A single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet in the next space between the puff stitches, chain 3, and then single crochet in the top of the treble, chain 3, skip a space between the puff stitches and single crochet in the next space, chain 3, single crochet in the next space between the puff stitches and then chain 3 and single crochet in the top of the treble. Repeat again, chain 3, skip a space between the puff stitches, single crochet in the next space, chain 3, single crochet in the next space, chain 3, and then single crochet in the third of those turning chains at the end of the row. So we've just completed row 4 and we're now going to start row 5, which is our V-stitch row. Turn your work, single crochet in that first single crochet, chain 3 and do a double crochet into the 3 chain space between the single crochets of row 4. Chain 3 and double crochet back into the same space. Chain 3 and then single crochet into the next single crochet. Chain 3 and do your V-stitch into the next 3 chain space here between these 2 single crochets. So double crochet, chain 3 and double crochet, chain 3 and then skip this single crochet in the 3 chains and go into this single crochet, chain 3 and complete a V-stitch in this next 3 chain space between the single crochets at the top of the puffs. 1, chain 3 and double crochet again to complete your V-stitch, chain 3 and then work a single crochet into the end, the last stitch on this row. You'll see that little bar there. And so that is row 5 completed, and this is how your work is looking. So this row 5 is really very similar to row 2, because now we're going to work row 3 again into these V-stitches. So turn your work, single crochet in that first stitch, chain 3 and then work 5 single crochets into your V-stitch space just there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, chain 3 and then work your single crochet into this single crochet here, and continue like this to the end of the row, ending with a single crochet, and I will meet you there. So we're almost at the end now of row 6. Insert your hook in the last stitch and single crochet. Now we're ready now to repeat the puff stitch row. So row 3 was the puff stitch row, and row 7 is also going to be a puff stitch row. So once again, just go ahead, chain 3, turn your work, yarn over, going to that first of the 5 single crochets with your puff stitch. and pop two chains between. So repeat row 3 exactly as we did for row, and we'll do the same for row 7. So continue and I'll meet you at the end of the row. So at the end of row 7, work a treble into the first chain here. Sorry, that's a single crochet from row 6. And that is all there is to this little pattern. So as you can see, we're needing to repeat row 7, 6, 5 and 4. So you repeat from rows 4 to 7 for the pattern. Okay, so if you really do prefer to not have this straight edge for your scarf, because one edge will be scalloped and the other won't, all you need to do is, once you've reached halfway for the length you'd like your scarf or your project to be, just fasten off and then restart by turning the work this right way round here, and we're going to start here in this corner with a single crochet. I'm just starting with a slip knot on my hook, and then just in this first little stitch here, going to work a single crochet and chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And then skip 3, and in this little space here, work a V-stitch. So double crochet, chain 3, and double crochet. Chain 3, single crochet in this next space, chain 3, and double crochet your V-stitch in here. So almost like you're mirroring the first row. And back in there with a double crochet, chain 3, single crochet, chain 3, and a V-stitch. Next, chain 3, and in the very last stitch just here, work a single crochet. Turn your work, and then you just repeat row 2 of the original pattern, and you just carry on working exactly as we have done before. And the beauty of this is now you will end up with a scalloped edge on both sides of your scarf. So I'll go to the end of this row and meet you in a second. So I actually went ahead and completed the row and also did the puff stitch row, just so you could see how it looks where we turned the work and then started working this way. You get this little effect. So if you were working it as a wrap and you wanted it to be wider, you would have a seamless appearance too, where your puff stitches start to go the other way, and that means you also get a scalloped edge if you work down your scarf too. So I actually discovered that too late when I was doing my scarf. So what I did, I ended up with, I think that's the original, and then I came down and I finished here. To zoom out slightly, you can see all I did was turn my work and worked a little row along the bottom, but I do think it would look better if it was at the back. It's not so noticeable, but just looks slightly different. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the tutorial, and please do comment, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and give it a thumbs up if you've really enjoyed, and hit the bell notification so you don't miss any future videos. In the meantime, take care. Bye for now.